Welcome to Accessible Adventures, a channel focused on giving you as much information as we can with your next adventure in Central Florida and beyond.
One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation. This is Journey into the Imagination with Figment. What is Figment, you ask? Two tiny wings, eyes big and yellow, horns of a steer, but a lovable fellow. From head to tail, he's royal purple pigment. And there, voila, you've got a Figment. Figment has become one of EPCOT's mascots. Many people coming to EPCOT will have never heard of Figment, but he does have a ride here which has people divided into those who love him and those who ride it once and are done. Journey into the Imagination with Figment is located in World Celebration in this large, mirrored pyramid building. This is a slow-moving dark ride with 4 Omni cars attached by couplers under a moving platform called trains. Seating is an average of 3 adults in the front and 4 adults in the back. This is a dark ride with screens and scenes and songs Figment sings about the senses. Beware, though, there are 2 areas of complete momentary darkness. For manual or electric wheelchair users, this ride has an accessible car to accommodate them. Scooters are allowed on to the accessible car if they fit, but can't have anything on the back like a bag, backpack, or basket. These will need to be removed. If you are, however, transferring from your mobility aid to the car, your chair, scooter, or walker will be waiting in the hallway by the exit. For deaf or hard of hearing or blind and visually impaired, you can stop by Guest Relations and get a device that can be programmed either to be a handheld captioning device or have audio description. This ride can be ridden by all ages, but children under the age of 7 must be accompanied by somebody 14 and older. The front seat has an approximate 6-inch step into the car, the back approximately 8. For those with size considerations, the door opening is 16 inches. Service animals can join you on this ride, but must remain on the floor. For neurodivergent guests, we'll do our best to give you a description of what will be happening on the ride. Lines are divided into 2. On the left is the lightning lane. On the right is standby and handicap. Although, if you are a wheelchair or mobility aid user with a lightning lane pass, you will stay to the left. Cast members will direct you. Oh, and if you need the restroom before you start waiting in line, it's just around the back of the building to the right. But be aware, there is no companion bathroom, only handicapped accessible stalls. This is also the area where you will find the service animal relief station. Stroller and ECV Parking is located around the planter and the walls in front of the ride. The lightning lane enters on the left with a clock displaying the time above it. Standby enters through the right with a displayed wait time above their door. Those using wheelchairs and mobility aids waiting in the standby line will enter on the door on the right. The automated doors open to charcoal-colored indoor-outdoor carpet that will transition to red carpet. Wheelchair and mobility aids will cross over to the lightning lane as directed by a cast member and rejoin the standby lane after a narrow entrance. Most of the line is inside the building, although if the wait is longer than 20 to 30 minutes, you may have a short wait outside. Once inside, you will find a small roped-off waiting area with Weebo, the flying robot from the Flubber movie, and also a mural featuring an eye inside a graphic design. There is also an unmanned reception and information desk where the sensory labs are listed with old phones and a switchboard. Color theming inside is mostly primary colors with a dated modern design. Silver metal stanchions and black twisted rope separates the queue or the lines. Lightning on the left, standby on the right. You will hear Figment talking and laughing through the sound system. There are also some lighting fixtures where he appears, along with an illuminated poster. Above the door is a sign, "Welcome to the Imagination Institute Open House." Once through these doors, on the right wall, there are 3 portraits with nameplates under them featuring Imagination Institute Inventor of the Year recipients such as Professor Wayne Zelinsky and his shrinking gun, Professor Philip Brainard and Flubber, and Dr. Nigel Channing with Figment. Across the way, you will see the Dimensions Hall with forced perspective of a long hallway. Entrance to the sensory lab is the next waiting area with a doorway to Flubber storage. The wall transitions here to the color purple. Next is a caged storage area with several non-functioning plasma balls and lots of old film set props. To the left is a purple door with Professor Wayne Zelinsky written on it and silhouettes of his inventions on the window. If you listen, you can hear the powering up sound. The next door is Philip Brainard's with Flubber silhouettes on the glass, and if you listen, you'll hear music and giggles. A door on the opposite wall belongs to Dean Higgins from the classic Disney movies like The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes and The Strongest Man in the World, with a rotating silhouette of his office. The next door on the left is Dr. Nigel Channing's door, listing his credits as Chairman, Principal Scientist, Director of Operations, Head of Laboratories, and Manager of everything else, with a silhouette of his desk telephone and lamp. During your wait in this area, you may hear announcements and hear his exasperated assistant taking phone calls. After Dr. Channing's door, stanchions and ropes are replaced by a 3-rail stanchion on an inclined ramp. At the top of the ramp, a cast member merges the lightning lane and standby into one. You will be directed to the next cast member. This cast member will ask how many people are in your party. They would like a full number, including children. Your group will be assigned a number to wait on behind the yellow line. Wheelchair users will be asked if they are transferring. You can say, "No, I'd rather stay in my chair," and you will be guided to a white taped rectangle on the floor, along with the rest of your party, to wait for an accessibility ride vehicle. Wheelchair cars have a folding down ramp. Electric wheelchair users will need to be able to maneuver up the ramp between 2 rails and stop within a set area. A cast member will swivel you a quarter turn, then fold up the ramp that becomes the door to secure you in your car. A cast member will close all other car doors and remind you to remove hats, sunglasses, ears from your head, because there are 2 scenes with strong winds that will blow them off. After the all-clear signal, the train moves into the first area where Dr. Channing will begin telling you about the laboratories when Figment will interrupt. Figment will also end up licking Dr. Channing's cheek and say, "Tastes like chicken." The first area is the sound lab, where you will see a door with Dean Finder on the window. I've heard this is an homage to the original Dreamfinder. This room has acoustical padding with fans and speakers. Dr. Channing attempts to initiate a hearing test with several high-pitched tones before Figment arrives. Figment is seen in a large box talking to Dr. Channing on the phone. After Dr. Channing says he has lost his train of thought, Figment will joke, "It's right here." The lights go out. A loud train sound effect blares and a wind effect is triggered. The darkness lasts only a few seconds. The ride then leaves for the sight lab. If you look on the floor, you'll see a pair of red tennis shoes spotlighted. This is from the classic Disney movie, The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. You will also see a Letterman's jacket with an M hanging on the coat rack inside the glass in a room filled with computers. This most likely is a Mayfield College jacket. Other references to movies filmed at the Mayfield College can be seen in this area. There's also a chessboard set up ready to play between 2 cushioned chairs. The Sight Lab has a wall sign for a focus group and a whiteboard with a description of how an eye works. In this area, you will see a large eye chart with optical illusions surrounding it where Figment will appear and invite you to sing with him. On one of the desks, you might see a helmet similar to Wayne Szalinski's in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The desks are covered in miscellaneous office supplies, magnifying glasses, lamps, cords, an eye model, like clipboards and papers, amongst other items. You will see several lab coats and a checkered carpet pattern. Leaving this area, you'll see a poster with name color test, like the word orange is colored blue, or purple is yellow. Next is an optical illusion of a disappearing butterfly while it's still in its cage. The smell lab. Okay, be warned, this area has a strong simulated skunk odor. Figment plays a slot machine game ending with 3 pictures of himself in a skunk costume. Be aware when you hear casino music or let the good times roll, as that's a signal for the game to begin, so you might want to plug your nose. Lots of pipes and canisters are arranged around the room with listed fragrances on them, but it is always, always the skunk odor. You will hear Dr. Nigel Channing say he is ending the tour because he doesn't trust Figment in the touch and taste labs.
Next, you'll see the laugh lab door. If you listen here, you'll hear somebody giggling. The next door is the dream lab, with somebody deeply sleeping, because you can hear the snoring.
The train will slope down a short incline and turn to the right, missing a bay door leading to touch and taste. Figment will tell you he's taking over the tour and turning it into his own upside-down open house. The ride heads into a neon fluorescent painted area with signs and arrows. Then everything is on the ceiling. You will see Figment's house above you. How many Figments can you see? But be warned, where the steaming kettle is, condensation causes water droplets that may occasionally fall on a guest. Dr. Channing tells Figment to return to the tour. You will see a sign saying Figment's Commute to the Institute and Imagination Institute this way. Looking up, you will see Figment's paw prints leaving marks across the ceiling as you head into the Imagination Institute. Dr. Channing will appear on a screen with computer banks behind him, stating how important imagination is when it is set free, to which Figment will reply, "Imagination is a blast!" At this time, the room goes dark and a blast of air is piped in. When the lights come up, a mural of Figment appears doing all sorts of activities like hot air ballooning, writing on a sheet of music, painting, flying a plane, using marionette puppets, and building with building blocks. In the next area, you are headed to outer space where Figment is an astronaut on the rings of a planet, and Dr. Channing is a large full moon in homage to the 1902 A Trip to the Moon, singing the Spark of Imagination song to you. A dream can be a dream come true with just that spark in me and you. When you come to the end of the ride, a cast member will be there to open the doors. For those traveling with mobility devices, they will open the ramp, and if you are in a manual wheelchair, they will help reverse you down the ramp. If using an electric wheelchair or scooter, they will turn you another quarter turn and instruct you to follow the ramp down and follow the tape on the floor before turning the corner, so you don't jump the ramp early. After following the hallway, you will exit from the ride and enter ImageWorks. See an upcoming video about ImageWorks and all it has to offer. Please follow, like, comment, and share. We really appreciate your support. Come explore with us.